Y'all canceled Diddy, but now you're defending a girl who cornered people in a hotel room and committed acts that genuinely traumatized them. And then excusing it by saying, I'm too old for this type of drama is exactly how people like her get away with it. Ashley Barnes is a minor. She's only 17 with millions of followers on TikTok. On July 7, 2025, she invites a whole bunch of people over to this hotel room. They're all minors with a big following, and at first they're like, okay, cool, we're gonna hang out, make some content, but then it turns weird fast. There's a drawer in that room filled with substances and toys and inappropriate things that you would only bring out in a private mutual setting. But Ashley has it ready like a party favor basket. She starts pouring drinks and offering them these substances, and obviously these kids are saying no, but instead of moving on, she starts pressuring them. Ashley is getting in their faces, forcing them to take these things and making them play truth or dare, but not the fun type, more like the inappropriate adult version. And at this point, it was just turning into aggressive manipulation. These dares start making everyone feel very uncomfortable because she's making people kiss. She's trying to force her roommates to make out with her, not just once, but multiple times. And then Brad, poor Brad, he literally pretends to sleep just to escape from the situation. Like, that's the only way to not be involved. But while he's lying there, she gets closer and starts touching herself right near him. She's asking these really uncomfortable questions like, do I need to lose weight or do I need bigger? You get the idea. And then she turns to Capri, knowing full well that he has a girlfriend, but she does not care. Ashley is pushing herself onto him and touching him very inappropriately, trying to get him to take all this stuff so maybe he'll fold, but he keeps saying no over and over again. He even tries calling Piper, his girlfriend, who is also a minor, for some help, but unfortunately she was sleeping at the time and she had no idea that any of this was happening. But then Lucia, another minor, had later came out and said that Ashley had assaulted her at a party as well. So now it's not just one incident, it's not just one person saying this, it is multiple people with the same pattern and the same violations. But Ashley's family is not taking accountability. There are leaked messages with Ashley's father defending her, saying that she didn't do any of this. Mind you, there is video evidence of all of this stuff happening in the hotel room, but still, like, are you serious? People were scared, they were texting for help, they were trying to leave, and her own father is over here saying it's all a misunderstanding. Y'all need to treat the situation just as serious as you did the Diddy one, because it doesn't matter if she's young-minded or has a whole bunch of followers. That's not okay. I just hope everyone in that room is okay, and everyone affected by this in general. I hope that they can heal, and I really hope that the truth is not ignored just because a family doesn't believe it. Y'all canceled Diddy, but now you're defending a girl who cornered people in a hotel room and committed acts that genuinely traumatized them. And then excusing it by saying, I'm too old for this type of drama is exactly how people like her get away with it. Ashley Barnes is a minor. She's only 17 with
champagne secrets on your screen, where every vid's a gorgeous dream. Reactions full of light and fun, empowerment for everyone.
My name is Milina McGrone.
My name is Savanah Jacobs.
And we are here to speak about the truth of our first-hand experience with a creator. And we were silenced and isolated for a long time, and we couldn't speak about it because we were genuinely scared of what this creator would do.
I'm not allowed to say names for legal reasons, but we are here to talk about...
I can, Ashley Barnes. And we want justice for everyone that has ever been involved with her, because what she has done to everyone is horrible. It's disgusting, it's inhumane, and everyone deserves justice. Brad Mason came out with a video, and so did Echo and a few other people, and we felt more comfortable to tell our side of the story because we were the closest people to Ashley, her ex-girlfriend and her best friend, and we cannot believe she would do this stuff to her friends. Since she can't say her name, she's gonna say
Peaches. We stayed friends, well, me as her girlfriend, and she stayed friends with her because genuinely we were scared for our lives about what she would do to us if we were to say something or come out with a story.
She would start saying some random things that were actually terrifying that no one should be telling people, and it was mentally ill. Also, back to that, a lot of people in my comments are asking me why I stayed friends with her if I knew what was happening. But personally, I actually did not know what was happening. Brad Mason, we got on the phone and we started calling about it because he told me that, like, it was about Ashley, the video he originally posted. So I was like, oh my god, I'm not alone. So I started confiding into him and telling him what was happening with me and Ashley and how I wasn't safe. And he told me everything before the video was posted, so I was aware up to a day before the video was posted of what actually went down. And that is why I wasn't filming videos with her when I was in LA. That is why I stayed away from her, and she would just walk up to me, ask me to film, and then walk away. Like, she didn't want to talk. And I'm talking about the last time I just came back from LA, like this past LA trip.
The reason why we were both scared of
Ashley
was because she would say sometimes about how she would feel a certain way if she were to do
to someone. And hearing that from people that she's super close to, she has threatened us.
Especially us being so close to her, that's why we were genuinely scared of what she would do.
Because she would tell us everything she felt. Also, you guys have been asking, why did I stay with Ashley, not Savannah? But the whole time I was friends with Savannah, I was banned from Savannah. Ashley would not let me hang out with her. I will post the screenshots of her yelling at me when she found out I was hanging out with her. And Savannah and I have been friends since we were younger in 2nd grade, and Ashley and I met in 8th grade, and she tried to take it away. She would tell me lies about Savannah, telling me, you really want to be friends with someone who did this to me? You really want to do that? And she was like, she would just like guilt trip me the whole time. While Ashley was with Savannah, this whole time she has been in love with me, and she has told me she is in love with me. She has told me that since I've had a girlfriend, and I've told her multiple times that I'm super uncomfortable about it, and she was like, it's just a joke, but we knew it wasn't.
I always had a gut feeling that she didn't like me more than she liked somebody else.
In the beginning of our friendship, last May, when I went viral on TikTok with her, the week of, before we even posted videos, she was on vocal rest, and I had to sit there and talk to her, and it wasn't an issue. She was perfectly normal. And then she brought me to this field that she brings herself every night, and she told me, without telling me, she mouthed, I am in love with you, but I can't be in love with you because I have a girlfriend. And that's a lot to put on someone, especially someone you just meet. And I didn't know what to do, so I told her, I was like, we need to talk about this when you can actually talk. The whole time, I had nothing with Ashley Barnes. I never wanted Ashley Barnes. I wanted her back in February of 2024, was it? Yeah, 2024, before we became friends. It's not even that I wanted her, I just thought she was pretty. And she told me, when I told her that, she told me, she was like, things could have been so different, it could have been you and me. And she told Brad Mason that it's either him or me as endgame, we were gonna get married. She would also, while with Savannah, she would lay on my chest and do all this stuff, even though I told her it was not okay. And she was like, it's okay, we are just friends, this is what friends do. And I thought that was kind of normal because I've seen my straight friends do it, and I just felt a little uncomfortable because of our past history. And one night that really sticks out to me is the night that we went to her sister's dance recital or whatever it was. At this dance recital, she did post a picture of me, if you guys do remember this. I was holding flowers, and those flowers were for her sister. The whole time at this dance recital, she was giving me looks and just saying some weird things, and I was super uncomfortable. She also went through my phone, searched up her name in any conversation I ever had with her name in it, asking me, and that's how she found out I kind of liked her in February. During the recital, we had a blanket because it was cold. Under that blanket, she grabbed my hand and held my hand. I wouldn't look at her. I literally refused to look at her. I stared at the stage the whole time. At the end of the day, she asked me why I wasn't looking at her. Was she making me nervous? And she was, but not in a good butterfly way. I wanted to leave. That night we had a sleepover, and I went over to her house. She laid on my chest, and she was trying to explain the situation without saying the situation. So she created names. I don't remember the name she gave herself, but she gave me the name Melanie. And these names were used to talk about how she liked me and wanted me without saying it directly. She was trying to use it as a gateway to get in. She, on multiple occasions, has told me she wanted to break up with Savannah and wanted to get with me. Actually, I just remembered the name she gave herself was Abby. Also, Savannah did not know about these names until just now.
Just now. She would always talk about, this girl named Melanie, and I didn't, know who that was, and she would always say, oh, Abby, and I'm just like, okay, maybe they're your friends, but I never knew, the whole story.
I thought once I got a girlfriend, it would all stop, but it just never stopped. She has always acted weird, but I have put boundaries up since because I dearly love my girlfriend so much, and I would never want to do this to her.
One day, our dearest friend,
Echo,
she had a show, Newsies, that we went to. Great show. We love her.
Back in March. It was a month before, a little less than a month before the Glow House party.
And Went to her show, everything was fine. We went back home, and this is where things kind of get crazy.
In the car, on the way back home, we got Wendy's, and then it was super late, I told her I had to go home, and she was like, no, it's fine, like, stay. And I go, okay, like, if you drive me home, I'll stay. She was like, okay. Once we got back to her house, we stayed in the car sitting there. It was probably like after 12, and me and Savannah were making jokes. Disclaimer, me and Savannah have been friends since second grade. We make jokes, and we will always make jokes. Any close friends make jokes like this. I was sitting there, and Savannah said something. I don't recall what it was, but I was like, stop before I kiss you, and we just giggled. Ashley turned and said, do it.
We kind of looked at each other like weird and confused. We're like, no, like, haha, that's, like, we don't do that.
Yeah, like, it's a joke. I have a girlfriend. Ashley then proceeds to
continue the joke
and beg us. I made a joke, and I said, $250. Give me $250. And she said, okay.
Not thinking she would actually give Milina the $250.
So when we were sitting there, she wanted us to just peck. We kept saying no. It took us 10 minutes to finally do it because we just wanted her to shut the fuck up. After that, it doesn't end there. She then goes and says, do it again. I want to go in the back seat and I want to be in the middle. Pretend
there's a middle seat.
She sat there,
right there.
I sat here,
and
she sat there. Again, probably took us another 10 minutes because we did not want to do this. We did not want to do this, but we had no other choice. She was literally getting upset.
While this person was going to be in the middle seat, she offered and kept offering more money.
For us to do it the second time, she said she'd give me another $250, so I would get $500 to kiss Savannah twice. I felt so uncomfortable, and I didn't know what to do, but we were stuck in this car, and she was my ride home, and I just wanted to go home. After this, she turned to me and she goes, if she can kiss you, I can kiss you. And I was like, what? And she was begging. She was like, please, like, that's like hypocritical, like, why can't I kiss you? Savannah did it, like, she got to do it, I didn't, why can't I do it? And Savannah literally had nothing to say. She was like, I don't know. Savannah had no other choice, and she really couldn't say no because Ashley was going to do whatever she wanted. I couldn't even give her an answer. I couldn't say yes or no because she turns to me, grabs me by the throat and the face like this, and pulls me in and holds my face there for 3 to 5 seconds. Which is different because when me and Savannah kissed, it was... That's it. I felt so uncomfortable after. I wanted to leave, and I couldn't. She had to drive me home. She said she was going to give me $750 for that.
It doesn't end there. While we were all back there, she proceeds to say, let's do a 3-way kiss.
If you guys are confused what a 3-way kiss is, it was like this. Like, she wanted us to do it like that.
Me and Milina were very uncomfortable and didn't really know what to do in that moment, so we kept pushing to say no, but we really couldn't.
She wouldn't listen to us. She said she'd give me $200 more. By the way, I'm the only one getting money out of this. Savannah had to just do this. At the end of the night, I received $950 in my Venmo account to kiss Ashley Barnes. And I feel like I was taken advantage of. I felt so upset that my friend wanted this, especially with her own girlfriend. Also, I don't know if you guys can take the hint. She gets off on this. She told us she gets off on this. That's all she wanted. She was like weirdly touching herself. Like she was like doing like weird stuff. This whole time I'm telling her I had a girlfriend and I really don't want to do this. And I would never want to put this harm on my girlfriend because I love her so much.
Milina was being so respectful towards her girlfriend.
The only reason I was okay with kissing Savannah was because she wouldn't stop pressuring this. And when she said she wanted to kiss Ashley and me, that she wanted us to kiss, I was so, like, I was not going to do it. For no amount of money, I was not going to do it. She grabbed my face and did it. I would not do that to my girlfriend, especially this girl that's fucking in love with me. Alright, part 3, but we are also doing this in order of like timelines. So the first part was in the beginning of our friendship, the second part was a month before the party for LA, and then this is going to be the Glow House party.
So right after school, we all had gone to the same school at the time. Right after school, we were going to go back to Peach's house, and we were going to go from there to the airport. And when we get there, we notice she hasn't packed anything.
Clothes everywhere.
No.
By the way, we are staying there for I think a week, maybe 8 days.
A week.
She has clothes that you should be. Her clothes are tiny. You know what clothes she wears. She wears like these tiny tops. Like, she probably has over 200 pairs of tops in this pile. You can't see the ground.
So we're trying to get ready to go to the airport. We have like, what, 2 hours before our flight leaves?
Yeah.
And we're trying to go, and she's still packing. She's yelling at all of us. We're just trying to help her, and we're like, what can we do? She's like, just go into the other room, and she's just like continuously yelling at us for doing nothing.
By the time she finally is packed, we are an hour late to leave for the airport. We call the Uber, we get in the Uber. She is the most disrespectful person to adults. I want everyone to know she is so rude to adults. This poor Uber driver was driving, she's getting yelled at. We are in traffic. 2 accidents happened on the way there on the highway by the American Dream Mall. You guys know where that is. And we were stuck. She's screaming about it. She's freaking out. She's like, well, Dad, like if we don't make it, just buy me a ticket and they can stay. Like, buy me a ticket.
Like,
mind you, I bought my own ticket.
She kept saying, this is my trip, but
it wasn't. While in this car, she's freaking out, and her dad says, you're probably not going to get your dress until tomorrow morning. That's the day of the party. The party's at night. She starts tweaking out. She's like, what do you mean? Like, I need my dress, like, blah, 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 blah. Savannah's trying to explain. She is screaming at everyone. I finally turn to her and I'm like, Ashley, we will get on this plane. Our bags just might not, and they'll make the next flight, and we'll get them by tomorrow morning. You don't need to freak out. You're going to have your dress by tomorrow. It's going to be okay.
I'm trying to calm her down, and she's only listening to Milina.
Only. Right when I say that, she goes, oh, okay. We get to the airport. We have to check bags. She is going manic. She's going crazy about checking her bag. She doesn't know what to do. She's freaking out. She's like, kind of like being passive aggressive to the workers. Like, I felt so embarrassed.
So the first night we get there in West Hollywood, Beverly Hills, we're going up on the rooftop. We're getting into our bathing suits because there's a rooftop pool.
And a hot tub.
And a hot tub. We're all just hanging out, having a great time, filming TikToks like we usually do. Just having normal conversations. So we're just making TikToks, and then this person, this influencer, has a great idea to
Rage
bait basically, and post a video having me flirt with this
Echo.
hopelessly straight person.
Echo. She talked about this in her video.
Yes.
Echo was forced to flirt with Savannah, and Ashley wanted me to flirt with her. I voiced I have a girlfriend, and that's not okay. Echo voiced that she does not feel comfortable. She doesn't want to be posted in a bikini, and she asked multiple times to not have this happen, but Ashley kept insisting.
During all of this, we felt so uncomfortable, but really we couldn't do anything because she had such a controlling power over all of us.
She held it over her head that she paid for this Airbnb, and that this is her trip.
This is her
and
trip.
that we're just here because of her. Like, yes, I'm not gonna lie, my following came from her.
Mine too.
She did so much for me. She is a good person deep down, but she's just so messed up in so many different ways that she needs help, and we have tried to give her this help, and she does not want to be saved.
It got to the point where this person asked me and
Echo.
to kiss, and obviously we were both like uncomfortable with it, but again, we really couldn't do anything. So we ended up doing it, and she said, oh, I didn't see, do it again. So we ended up doing it again. But after that, she also asked me and Milina to kiss again.
And we did it because we felt like we had nothing else to do. If we walked away, she could just come back in the room. Like, you guys don't really understand how terrifying it was to be in any of these situations, because you could be sitting here saying, but why didn't you just stay now? Why didn't you leave? She is a manipulative, pathological liar. We We, Brad, and multiple other people have talked, and we have found out things are being said, and things are also being said, and they're not really lining up. They're all lies. You actually don't know who Ashley Barnes is. No one knows who she is. You cannot trust her. During the 3 days we were staying at the Airbnb, one of the nights we went to Capri's after the Glow House party, and it was normal, and it was chill, nothing weird was happening.
At that party after the Glow House, we had all gone.
But the only difference about that night was she didn't come home with us. She went home later. We were super suspicious. We were like, why'd you stay later? She was like, I was just having fun, it's fine, like it's okay. And we were like, alright, we're not gonna question. The next couple nights, she keeps going to Capri's house. Piper's there, but Piper leaves early. So she ends up just hanging out with, I think, Evan and Capri and all the guys. If you guys don't know who Evan is the assistant. I don't know what he was to Capri or Piper, but he sexually assaulted a 7-year-old asking for in a field. Allegedly, that is what has been being told. Allegedly. She's had this weird connection with Evan that whole time, and it was kind of uncomfortable. The next night, I went.
The next night, I didn't go.
It was just me and Ashley, and we went there, and the party, it wasn't a party, it was just hanging out with the people that were in the house. She would disappear into rooms upstairs. We weren't allowed to be in these rooms. I don't know what was happening in these rooms, but it was super suspicious. She told us that allegedly Capri said that he likes cheetah print. So the next night when we were at her uncle's house, she went by herself to the house in a cheetah print bra. She also said she wasn't going to be drinking, but when I went there, she told me she was drinking and not to tell Savannah because Savannah was super against it. I went home and I told Savannah. We're hanging out with her cousin while we're at her uncle's house, and every night she would leave and go to Capri's house. And one night we actually requested her to not go because we thought it was unfair that we couldn't go and that she was leaving us every night, but in her words, it's her trip.
So we're sitting in Melina's room at the time with her cousin, with this influencer.
Eating Mexican food.
Eating Mexican food. It was great food.
Amazing. Tasted amazing.
She claimed she was going to go downstairs and grab the ice cream we had gotten her.
Because she was having a bad day that day.
So she goes downstairs and I get a text on my phone.
No, not even.
I get a text that says, I'm going to
Capri's house.
I love you, goodbye.
And
then
we hear the door
slam shut.
I run down the stairs. I open the door. I see her going into the Uber. I start yelling. I was like, Ashley, what the fuck? Like, why are you doing this? This makes no sense. You could have told us. You're a liar. Like, we were so frustrated that whole night we just stayed up texting her, making sure she was going to come home because we genuinely didn't know where she was going. We assumed she was going to Capri's, but she wouldn't give us any answer. And to be honest, I'm not going to lie. The nights that she was gone,
it was
were the best nights
night
of
we
LA.
Ever had.
Yeah, that was amazing.
We had
so
many
much
inside
fun.
jokes, so many just memories that we'll cherish forever.
Are you guys ready? She came home with a black scent because she told me that she was around guys, and that's how she talks when she's around guys. And since Capri is dark toned, that's what happened. She said she was with them for like 3 hours. That doesn't happen. We were like, what are you talking about? Like, why are you talking like this? And she was like, "Cuh, like, you know how it be." Like that's not how she talks. Like, why are you doing that?
So that night she comes home. I'm in the bed that I'm supposed to be sleeping in, and she comes in, and I wake up and I take my pillow and I take my blanket, and she's like, "Where are you going?" I'm like, "I'm going for a walk," and I didn't tell her where I was going. I ended up going down to the beach because we were right by the beach, and I slept for about 2 hours.
For the rest of the trip, there is so much tension that anyone in the room could read it. Anytime she would say something, someone would get pissed off. It would always turn into a fight, and she wouldn't give us any fucking respect. The whole time, she was degrading Savannah. Savannah does so much for her. All Ashley had over her head was the fact that she paid for everything, but she always did the manual labor. And she always offered to pay. Savannah never asked for her to pay for her. Back to part 3. Ashley texted Echo while on the plane to LA saying that she was upset about the fact that everyone was recognizing Echo and not Ashley. Self-centered. When Savannah and Ashley broke up, it was a very hard time for me because I was stuck in the middle and she was putting me in the middle. Savannah wasn't. She was feeding me these lies saying that Savannah's a domestic abuser and that she's a sexual assaulter. And she told me that she had proof, but she would never once show me. She said she had voice memos. I asked for them. She never got around to showing me ever, making me believe that I don't think any of them are real. The week they broke up, I saw Savannah at the mall when I was shopping and she was by herself, so we just planned. We were like, hey, let's hang out. Let's just chill. We didn't talk about anything. I actually really didn't know that they fully broke up yet. I was just there. I just wanted to hang out with my friend. I get a text from Ashley saying fuck me, saying I'm a bad friend because I'm hanging out with Savannah. She starts trying to guilt trip me in these messages, and if you guys want, I'll reply to a comment. If you guys want the proof, I'll put it in there. At this time, she was illegally taking Accutane, Adderall, and she was drinking. Kids do drink. It's teenager activity. You just gotta do it safely, and she was not. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't seen Ashley sober in so long, and I've always voiced that to her that I think there's an issue happening and she needs to fix herself. She just blamed it on the breakup and saying it was all Savannah's fault, when really, you need to look into yourself. I stayed away from Ashley for a minute. A lot of people started catching on that I wasn't hanging out with her. I didn't really want to hang out with her, but she didn't know I knew these things, and I was scared if she knew I knew these things, something would happen to me. The last time we hung out before she went to UCLA, we were at where I am right now, and I was hanging out with her, and she was drunk. She had a Stanley full of it. She also, anyone she meets, you guys could probably back me up, she will trauma dump on you. Every single thing that has happened in her life, and a lot of it's a lie. When she went to UCLA, I didn't see her for a good minute, and then I went to LA for Paul's party. Originally, I was supposed to stay with her for 3 days. The first night, and then the other 3 days, I was going to stay with Kenzie, and then the next 3 days after that, I was going to stay with Ashley. The whole Brad and Capri situation went down, and plans fell through, and I ended up having nowhere to stay. Kenzie and Lacey were so sweet to give me a home to stay in, and I cherish that so much, and I love them, and they are great people. Ashley was in New Jersey, and she flew in to California a day before Paul's party. Keep in mind, she was supposed to be sent off to rehab. I found out that her dad's one of the head of the AA meetings, and he took her out of the rehab. He talked to the head just so she can go to Paul's party. Savannah's back in the car, but from our experience, Michael Barnes uses her for her money.
I back up on that.
All he cares about is the money she makes. That is their income.
I'm telling you right now, if money is involved with
Michael Barnes
only chases that, he honestly does. He could care less about any other person, but if he sees dollar signs, he will chase after that.
Ashley needs a good help system and support system, but no one gave it to her. We tried to help her. We sat there and talked to her, but she did not want to listen. At Paul's party, I'm talking to my friend, and while I'm talking to her, Ashley walks up with Lucy. She's telling me on how she's going to drink tonight, and it's fine because she used the word amphetamines were the issue. I told her, no, you're not doing that. You're ruining your body. You shouldn't be doing that. You need to be sober. You need to heal your body. She didn't listen. She didn't care. I start yelling at her at Paul's party, and Lucy and the other girl asked if they should leave, and I said yes. I grab her by the hand, and I pull her outside to a table. I sat her down for 25 to 35 minutes, telling her how what she's doing to her body is not okay. How she's going to lose her friends, and she's already losing them. Keep in mind, at this point, I do not know about the Brad situation. I wouldn't have been talking to her. I am screaming at her. She is crying. I thought I was actually getting to her and telling her how it is, but it turned out I wasted all my fucking time. I go to an after party, and at this after party, I'm standing there, and she runs up to one of my friends, and she says, quote, "I'm so drunk, I took 3 shots. She turns and she sees me, and she looks at me in the eyes and she goes, "Oh fuck. I'm so sorry." Runs up to me. She knew she was wrong. She's trying to grab me. She's trying to say she's sorry. I just keep pushing her away. I'm telling her, I don't want to talk to you. Like, yeah, I guess it like didn't mean anything to you. Did nothing I say mean anything to you? I wasted my time. She later then came up to me with her water bottle and told me that she's drinking liquid IV and vitamins because I made her feel bad before. I told her, I don't care anymore what you do. It's not my responsibility. I tried to help her. I really did. I also want to say, Lucy is not innocent. She, at these parties, were grabbing onto me, holding me, hugging me in weird ways that I was not comfortable with. She asked someone to put them on with me, and when she was told I had a girlfriend, she said she did not care and that she still wanted me. At the after party, she hugged me, and that was my last straw. I looked at Gianna, and I asked Gianna if we could leave, and she willingly said yes. My support group during this whole time has been the best thing ever. This has actually been such a hard thing for me to come to because it's really hard to think that someone you call your best friend would do any of this to you. It really opens my eyes. I would like to publicly thank Gianna, Kira, Samara, all of the people involved, Luca, Brad, Echo, Savannah, and all my friends at home and my family for supporting me, and all of you guys for supporting me, because no one should go through this, and everyone deserves to be heard, and justice needs to be served. She does not deserve this platform for mental health, because what about our mental health? She sat here deteriorating us for over a year and posting on the internet, acting like nothing's happening. She's posting about being sober. She said she was a week sober, but really, she was 2 to 3 days sober at that point, but broke it that night at the party. This is your call to not believe everything on the internet. Half of it's planned, half of it's a lie. You're being manipulated. You guys really need to know who you guys are worshiping, because it's the wrong people. As of right now, I have no contact with Ashley. I've had her blocked on everything, and her dad reached out to me the other day saying, quote, "Hi Milina, I'm sure you're aware of the bomb Brad dropped. Right now, Ashley could really use a friend since Brad so badly betrayed her. If there's any chance you could reach out, it would mean the world to her." Badly betrayed her. She betrayed everyone in this situation. She's a sexual abuser, and her dad's condoning this. This is sad. This is disgusting. It's 2025. This is sickening. I hope no one goes through this, and I hope you guys really open your eyes on who you guys support, because it's half the time the wrong people.
But I just wanted to publicly apologize for the last 3 months of my life, and also just kind of the fact that I'm not the person that you guys followed when I started making content. And some people have commented saying, like, I miss, like, when she used to do this kind of content. I miss when she used to do this. And I was like, yeah, you know, you grow and you change. And I kind of gave up on talking about important topics and posting videos about the things that I'm passionate about, because people online, especially these kids, have gotten so mean. Like, tell me why I see so many people being like, bring back bullying, like all this stuff. What happened? What happened to the positivity? What happened to the caring for each other, building a community, mental health, like awareness? Why were we moving backwards? But it had gotten to the point where I was like, okay, whatever, I just need to get my videos in. And so I was just posting as bland as it could be, literally a dance, a lip sync, basic content, because it seems like it's so much easier to be consumed by the majority when it's not something that's hard to swallow, you know? But I just want to say, I'm feeling pretty inspired, and I'm feeling like I'm going to do a mix of what I've been doing, but also bring back some of those videos. And I don't care. I don't care. Like, when I would post videos talking about mental health and stuff back when I was 14 and did not have followers, people loved it. They're like, oh my God, she feels so real. And then once I hit like 1 million, people were like, she doesn't understand struggles. I'm still the same person I was with or without followers. It's a number on my phone. It doesn't follow me around the second I turn it off. But this is really long to put on my story. I hope I can still put on my story. But what I wanted to say is that I'm sorry. And I think going through this recovery journey and finding myself again has really like made me realize that I don't want to just accept defeat. I don't want to be this person. I want to do more. And it's bringing my passion back. And I love you guys so much. And I want to go back to being...
I can't believe I have to make another video. Since you guys are super confused, I'm gonna explain a little bit. I was hanging out with Lucy at the Grove and at the party, and I just got a little vibe that she wanted me. But like, I wasn't like gonna take that because I'm like, I'm not full of myself, but she was just being very touchy. And I've never really experienced someone like super, super touchy like that unless they wanted me. Hence, Ashley, the grabbing, the touching, and the hugging did happen, but she did not mean it like that. She did not mean it like that. I talked to her, I promise, like, I just really misinterpreted it because I'm just not used to that type of like showing of like emotions, I guess. And during the conversation of me and Ashley sitting down for 30 minutes, that's when she told me that Lucy wanted me. The only reason I believed her was because I was sitting there and I thought we were being vulnerable at the moment. I'm not sitting here blaming on Ashley because she's a liar. Like, we all know that. I would be sitting here taking accountability. Like, I'm not the type of person to just put someone's downfall. I'm in work right now, but I want to address this. I agree. I should have been straight with my facts. I should not have put her on blast like that. That was really wrong of me. But in the moment, my feelings were not invalid. I did feel uncomfortable. I did feel weird. I didn't like it. I should have asked her about it and made sure it was true. From our conversation, she did not mean to do that. She didn't mean to make me uncomfortable. That doesn't mean I wasn't uncomfortable, guys. I was, but it was a misunderstanding. I'm sorry to Lucy, and I'm sorry that I put her on blast like that. I really, really shouldn't have, and that's not the person I am. I do not want to ruin people that don't deserve to be ruined. Frankly, I didn't even want to do this. I didn't want to make these videos, but I decided that my story should be heard, everyone's story should be heard, because people would do this in a silent fight, and I had to do this for over a year, silently. It's a lot of information at once I was receiving, so I did get a little scrambled in my head, but that does not make it okay that I did put her on blast. I could tell she's a good person, and I'm sorry. About to give y'all what you guys have been asking for. Boom. $950 right there. March 31st. Just give me $950. What?